Why does junk food have to taste so good and healthy food sometimes be quite boring? Today, I'm gonna be attempting to take some of our favorite junk food and make a healthy, delicious alternative. But don't just take my word from it. Evil Producer Jess will have final word whether it is worth your time or not. Let's do this. All right, folks, we're heading down to the grocery store. We're gonna grab a couple sweet little treats. I'm excited for this one. So before we start getting hate comments on like healthy food versus unhealthy food, I know it can be triggering for a lot of people, but what we're trying to do today is find ways to make these sweet treats just more fueling for your body. I do this for my kids a lot of time where they might be like, I want like a gummy of some sorts or like a Sour Patch Kid. And I want to give it to them sometimes, but I don't want to give it that amount of sugar every single day. What we're trying to do today is just fill those cravings up with more nutritious food. So we want to be able to put lots of protein in there, lots of good carbs. If I can sneak in some vegetables and fruit, why not, to make them that much more nutritious for the body? So that's our goal today. Okay, our first junk food we're gonna be grabbing is Sour Patch Kids. My kids love these things. I've got a super fun alternative that does scratch the itch. We're gonna recreate these in a really fun way that I think you're gonna love. I'm a little bit nervous about the judging coming up with Evil Producer Jess. She is a harsh critic. She will tell you folks the true, honest feedback. She's not gonna sugarcoat anything. So she'll let you know if any of this is garbage and it's not worth your time. And I don't really want to get embarrassed on YouTube. So crackers are a really good munchie that I like to eat at home. My kids love them as well. Cheeseits, I'm a big fan of these things. We're gonna be making these in a protein-packed way, or at least I'm gonna try to, that I think this will be a fun one for my kids to try as well. This is super fun. Another classic Reese's peanut butter cup. This is my Achilles heel. I love these things. These ones are not that hard to make at home. You can make something similar that's a little bit better for you, better fuel, less sugar. Gonna make these. This is a tough battle because I'm going against competition that are using sugars and fats and chemicals to make it taste delicious. It's up to me to make this taste. To pass the Evil Producer taste test, it's gotta be good, it's gotta be delicious, it's gonna be a tough battle. I'm a big ice cream fan as well. I have a really cool recipe that makes delicious ice cream at home that's packed with protein. I'm excited to show you this one. I'm gonna grab a strawberry and I'm gonna grab a chocolate. So this stuff is super fun. You got like the Joe Louis, the caramel. I love these ones as a kid. I'm definitely gonna be beating these ones. Let's go. All right, let's start with the Sour Patch grapes because these are the easiest and also might be the best of all the options that we're gonna make today. So first thing you're gonna do is I grabbed some cotton candy green grapes. Any grape will do just fine. I picked these off and actually froze them off in advance just on a sheet tray. Now, squeeze some lemon into a bowl, drop some of the frozen grapes into the lemon juice, and then put it into a separate bowl. Be careful not to put too much of the lemon juice into that container. Now, sprinkle over some sugar-free Jell-O of your choosing. Give that a toss and then put that back onto a bake sheet. Use whatever flavor you want here, and then once you're done, pop those in the freezer. They're so delicious. I'm super excited for Jess to try those ones. If you want another option that wastes a little less, you can take a wooden skewer, poke that onto the grape, drop that into the lemon juice itself, and then sprinkle over the Jell-O seasoning, pop that in the freezer. Wastes a little bit less, takes way longer. All right, next up, we're gonna be making the homemade Reese's peanut butter cups. These are super simple. We're gonna use 3 ingredients: chocolate, a little bit of coconut oil, and natural peanut butter. I'm looking at the back. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to put in any polyglycerol polyurethylate. We will be missing that. We can beat these ones, I'm pretty sure. Let's do this. We're gonna start off by melting down some semi-sweet chocolate and a little bit of coconut oil. The coconut oil will give it a nice sheen and allow it to give it that crack when it breaks. So once the chocolate's melted, we're gonna pour about a ½ centimeter into the bottom of a silicone muffin tin. Pop that into the fridge and just let that firm up. It takes about 5-10 minutes. Grab yourself some natural peanut butter, scoop in just a little bit and place it in the center of each one of the cups. Then you can actually just add on the rest of the melted chocolate. Make sure it's not too thick here. Pop that in the freezer. That is done and ready to go after about 15 minutes. Okay, now onto the ice cream. We're gonna be making protein ice cream, 2 kinds. We're gonna have a strawberry as well as a chocolate chunk. So let's do this. First things first, what I did is I added 1 scoop of vanilla protein powder and about a cup to a cup and a half of regular milk. Give that a shake and then pour that into the container, put the top on, and then do the exact same thing with the chocolate, protein, and milk. Mix that up, pop that into the freezer, ideally overnight. All right, they're frozen off. What you're gonna need here is a Ninja Creamy. I am not affiliated with Ninja Creamy, but it is awesome. I gotta say, it's a really cool product. It makes really smooth, texturally amazing ice cream. So if you're an ice cream person, but wanna just have like a healthier alternative, the link is in caption below if you wanna check it out. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get this all set up. We got both the chocolate and vanilla. I'm gonna turn that vanilla into a strawberry ice cream. I'm gonna pop this on. It gets quite loud, so I'll save you from that sound. We're gonna run it through the ice cream cycle. When it's done, for the strawberry, added in just a touch of milk, some strawberry jam for color and a little sweetness, and some fresh strawberries. Mix that in, and that is looking unbelievable. I'm fired up on that one. And now for the chocolate, did the exact same thing, but I mixed in just a little bit of milk and some chocolate chips. You can go in any direction here. I really do love this thing. It's super fun. I use it almost every single night. If you're an ice cream person, this is a lovely way to end the day with like some legit ice cream. Super delicious. I'm fired up on that one. I think Jess is gonna love that. All right, we get a nostalgic one here, folks. We're gonna be making these cosmic protein brownies. I love these little things. I used to have these in my lunchbox as a wee boy. We're gonna beat them though. Let's do this. Into a bowl, let's start with the batter. We're gonna be adding in 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of chocolate protein powder, a half cup of cocoa powder, and a teaspoon of baking powder. Give that a little mix, and then we're going into the same bowl with 1 cup of milk, 3 eggs, 3/4 cup of sweetener. I just used monk fruit here. Then I added in half a cup of pumpkin puree. You could also use applesauce if you want to. 1/4 cup of olive oil plus 2 tablespoons. It needs that extra little bit. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Mix it all together and pour that into an oiled 9x9 brownie pan. We're gonna fire that into the oven that's preheated to 350 for around 36 to 42 minutes, depending on your oven and depending how gooey you want the center to be. Take the brownies out of the oven, let them fully cool or your icing will totally melt. Smear that over, add some sprinkles on top. That one's super fun. I'm feeling really confident we're gonna beat that store-bought brownie for sure. Okay, the last one we're doing is the protein Cheeseits. I made a version of this last night, and let me tell you, it didn't turn out that great. I'm gonna make some adjustments on the fly here, but let's do this. Into a bowl, we're gonna add 1.5 cups plus 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a cup of unflavored whey isolate powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast, 1 tablespoon of psyllium husk, 3 tablespoons of like cheddar popcorn seasoning, basically like Kraft Dinner style seasoning, 9 tablespoons of water, and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Use a spoon here, bring it together with your hands. You want it to be dry, but not too dry, but you definitely don't want it too wet. I divided this into a half, laid down a piece of parchment paper that was lightly floured, laid down the ball, floured the top, and then pushed down on top with another piece of parchment paper and rolled it out really nice and thin with a rolling pin. Now I'm gonna go and cut it with a knife into little squares, and if you wanna go the extra mile, you can take a toothpick and poke a circle in the middle just to make it look just like a Cheez-It. I'm gonna place this onto a prepared sheet pan and fire it into an oven that's preheated to 400 for about 10 to 12 minutes. Once they're done, remove from the heat, let it just kind of cool on the pan for about 5 minutes. That's it. They turned out. You know what? I'll save my judgment and let the one and only evil producer Jess tell us if it's good enough to pass the test. All right, we have the people's critic back in the kitchen. Evil producer Jess, welcome to your own kitchen.
Thank you so much.
This is where we live, and it's good to have you here. So the question that we have for you, we have 5 different recipes. We're trying to make some healthy alternatives here.
Okay.
Well, we want to know from you, is it worth it? Is it close enough? Does it scratch the itch that junk food's going to scratch? You know what I mean?
I think so.
I think so. I think you know what I mean. So the first thing that we got here are Sour Patch Kids. Our kids love those. I'm not a big like Sour Patch kind of person, but what we have here is an alternative is Sour Patch frozen grapes.
I just want to comment on the appearance. I mean, it looks good. I'm going to do a green.
Give it a try.
Suggestion.
Yeah, give it a try. You can do them frozen or you can have them kind of room temp. They're super fun. We use cotton candy grapes, Jess, here.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
What is on that?
It's just like sugar-free Jell-O seasoning.
Oh my god.
Frozen grapes, a little bit of lemon juice.
Those are so surprising.
They're so surprising.
I did not picture that. Yeah, those ones are worth it. 100% worth it.
I make these for our kids. Lucy demolished those. She's like in the freezer rummaging around and grabbing a couple of those.
Yeah.
Are they worth it?
100%.
If this is your thing, is it worth trying those as an option?
100%. If that's your thing, you will love those. That's my thought.
We're 1 for 1, folks. Okay, next up we get the Reeses Pieces. This is one of my favorites of all time as a child and even as a grown adult. So Jess, we use more, I don't want to say natural ingredients here, but we use semi-sweet chocolate, natural peanut butter, and a little bit of coconut oil.
Oh.
So give it a try of those.
Okay.
Let me know what you think on these ones.
Okay, there's a lot to live up to here.
Jess, what do we think of the appearance of them right off the bat?
The appearance looks lovely. It's very symmetrical and cylindrical.
Yeah.
And the middle looks very nice.
Yes.
So
It's kind
10
of
out of 10 on appearance.
Wow, we'll take that one. Another thing I was just thinking that'd be kind of fun, you could almost put a little bit of jam underneath the peanut butter. Oh, you're making a real mess there, Jess.
Those are very good.
They're very good.
They're very good.
There's a butt hanging there, I can feel it.
They are comparable, for sure.
Yes.
I obviously prefer the other ones.
Yes.
But these will scratch the itch. These will scratch the itch.
Yeah.
So I would say make those. I do recommend them. They're appetizing and I like them.
They're not the same thing. You're not dealing. It's not necessarily apples to apples. You got a lot more sugar in this one. You've got a lot more different flavoring agents in there.
I'm impressed though.
Overall, worth it?
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it.
Okay, we'll take that. All right, next up we got some ice cream here, Jess. We've got some protein ice cream.
Oh.
We've got a chocolate chunk kind of thing, and then more of a strawberry vibe going on here. If you want to give a taste,
wow.
I would say start with the chocolate. I say the chocolate may have turned out a little bit better. What do you think the people are dying to know?
Wow. This is like not real ice cream.
It's not. Basically, this is a protein shake with a couple chocolate chips in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're looking at about 30 grams. Now I put that milk in there. You're looking at around 42 grams of protein for that whole pint.
Whoa.
About 140 calories. To end a day with that ain't a bad thing to have at all.
Wow. That would fool me.
Yeah,
If
I
you
agree.
told me this was regular ice cream, I would believe you.
Take a bigger scoop than that, Jess. Oh my goodness.
Okay. So this one wouldn't fool me.
Okay, wouldn't fool you.
But that's okay. It's still good. I mean, typically in ice cream, you don't really have chunks of strawberry.
Okay.
Right?
You'd have fake chunks of strawberry. I kind of like that. Well, it's up to you.
I don't know. I just it's not fooling me. It's still yummy, but it's not
It's not the same.
It's not the same. This one, I clearly prefer a strawberry ice cream.
Yeah.
This one, you could tell me it was ice cream and I would believe you.
Okay, we'll take that one. We got a 50% winner on that one.
Yeah.
And I think I could convince you on that one if I did it again.
Okay.
All right, we'll take that as a win. On to the next. Okay, this is a fun one. We're gonna do like a vouchon, if you will, like these like brownies here. Be in the same aisle as like a Joe Louis. Shout out Paul Chapman, your dad's a big Joe Louis guy.
Okay.
A Na caramel, the flaky sort of thing.
A Beauchamp?
Vauchon, I think is the
brand.
Yeah, that's the brand name. So this is kind of what it comes as.
Okay.
This is the protein brownie that we made. Give it a try, and I can tell you what's in it.
Okay.
Unless you have some initial thoughts that you wanted to get over to the viewer.
Certainly it's larger.
Yes, I mean I could cut it. I could cut that smaller.
It looks very nice. It looks like a regular delicious brownie.
Super fun.
Yeah,
Super fun in there. All the ingredients are pretty clean. We've got some pumpkin in there.
Oh.
We got some protein powder. We've got some milk, a little bit of olive oil. Anyway, enough blabbing on here. Guess what we think?
It's delicious. There's a bit of an aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fooling me. I would still enjoy it. I think it's worth it, but you're not fooling me. I know that's not the goal, is to fool me, but it just doesn't taste the same as a regular.
That one hurts
piece of
deeply.
brownie.
That one hurts really deeply. I thought we had that one. Cameraman Brad is shocked at that. I thought we had that one on lock.
There's just a bit of a.
I have to live with this every single day. This is meal after meal is just this
Do you want
fair
honesty?
criticism. Nope, this is what the people want. This is why we brought you in there.
Okay,
if I wanted a yes person, I would have got a yes person.
Yeah.
So thank you for your service. But you
Sorry, not sorry.
On to the next one, I guess. Okay, we just had a quick fight off camera there over the brownie discussion. That's all. So next up, Jess, we get the Cheez-It. We like a cracker in this house. Our kids
Who doesn't?
live on crackers.
Mm-hmm.
So I made this last night as like a test. Jess was like, it looks kind of like a Cheez-It, but it's not good. So I'm starting behind the 8 ball. I did make some adjustments, Jess. So
right.
I'd like for you to give this one a try.
Okay. Last night, it bordered on not edible.
It did. I think this one's better. I didn't bake it enough last time. It was like spongy. I've changed up the ratios, added in more of the cheddar flavor.
All right.
So give it a try.
Yep.
Again, it's a hard fight against something like this where they can have all sorts of butters and oils and industrial things chucked in there.
Those are tasty. They're tasty.
That's what I'm talking about.
They're definitely like denser.
Yeah.
It's like a harder crunch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I want another one.
Yeah.
This is a nice snack.
Yeah.
It's a salty, delicious alternative. I'm impressed. Okay. Listen, last night I was like, there's no way you can replicate this. What I tasted last night, no one would want to taste. These I want.
I'm moved to tears. After the brownie incident, this means a lot. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate it so much. And in this, we've got protein powder, we have flour, nutritional yeast.
Wow.
Fairly good ingredients. They're a bit of an effort to make, but overall, I think those are pretty fun.
I'm impressed.
Pretty fun to have a couple of these crunchy little things. Anyway, all these recipes, the good ones anyway, will be on the blog, theeastcoastkitchen.com. Evil Producer Jess, we appreciate you so very much. You have something else to say?
You can tweak the brownie one, I feel.
We'll tweak the brownie one.
Tweaking.
We'll tweak the brownie one in the back end, and we'll get back at you. Thanks so much for swinging by, sweetheart. We love you here so much. And make sure you smash that subscribe button. We appreciate you, YouTube, so very much. We'll see you next time. I need to talk to you.